Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Filmbox podcast. Now on a new day, in a new time, we are here. I'm your host, Aaryn Souza. I'm joined today by Connor Jameson and Jasmine Chapatwala. How are you both doing on this fine evening?
Great.
Really good. Yeah.
So if you were wondering on Monday where this episode was, well, it's because it's coming out on Wednesday. And if you're listening to this on Thursday morning and say, well, where was it on Wednesday morning? It's because it's coming out on Wednesday night because we're recording this on Wednesday night. So there you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a lot of work around. But the full details, I believe, were at the end of last episode of the Filmbox podcast. We have a new pod, the First Picture House podcast, hosted by Connor. Where
me.
he and I talk about movie news and discussions and have people on like Jasmine, who was on the last episode.
Yeah.
So that, make sure to check out that pod. That'll be in the show notes at the bottom of this episode. But today we are not doing any news. We're not doing any of that. We're talking about a movie from 2025. We're taking the rest of this month to kind of revisit a couple films that we feel like maybe we skipped over a little bit or didn't get enough attention. So first on this week, we're talking about the movie Twinless, written, directed, and starring James Sweeney, and also co-starring Dylan O'Brien. So I am very excited for that episode, for discussion here. But first, we got to talk about what we've been watching lately, which means
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. So, Jasmine, you will kick us off.
Okay. Let me just double check my Letterboxd. I mean, the last time we did this, I feel like I haven't watched as many movies as I would have liked to since then.
The 9th was the last time we did this.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, that's just my bad then. I've been watching too much TV.
Oh, okay.
I will say I watched the new Game of Thrones show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The first episode came out. I was very impressed. Very impressed.
I'm interested to see how this is going to go because I saw that the episode, it's 6 episodes and they're a half hour each, basically.
Yeah.
I don't quite get this. I've seen multiple things like that. It's like the novella is very short, so there's not a lot of source material to adapt, but also it's 6 episodes that are 30 minutes each, and like that's not a lot.
No. The first episode, like it's definitely like them trying to do something a little different in this world, and I really appreciate it. We're really just following the one story. It's not like any other Game of Thrones type thing, like House of the Dragon, where we're following multiple things cutting back and forth. It's really just this one guy and his little partner, Dunk and Egg, and it's so far really good. They almost lost me though in the first 5 minutes, and you would know if you saw it.
I've heard something about this. I don't know what it is. I've heard something.
I was like, that's a shock visual. Anyways, back to what I've been watching. The Black Bag, I rewatched that.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that was, I feel like, another one that was a little skipped over.
Just acquired this on Blu-ray last night.
It's incredible. So good and stylish. I also today watched Kiki's Delivery Service for the first time.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is by far my new favorite.
How many Ghibli's or Miyazakis have you seen?
I don't know. I mean, I'm newer to it. It's been the past like 3 years. I've been actually like making a commitment to watch them. But I loved Kiki's Delivery Service.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what. We did an episode where we what was it? Was it 2024 now?
I guess, yeah.
Jesus. We did an episode with one of our friends who's a big fan of anime, and we did a tier list of the Miyazaki films, and I had not seen any. I had seen Spirited Away up to that point, so I binged within like 2 weeks. I binged basically every Miyazaki that you could, except for like 2. And
you know what?
So it was a time.
Yeah, I think that between like, all the Miyazaki films, like for me, I've seen every one that I have seen American and then Japanese, just to like compare. they kind of like almost tell slightly different stories. You notice that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, not in a bad way, but anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. That's what I've been watching.
Nice. And do you have anything to drink for this episode?
Oh my gosh, no. Well, yes, water out of a disco ball.
Oh my god, nice. It's like gleaming in the camera.
Look at that.
Wow. Incredible.
There you go. Cheers for my water with lemon and a disco ball.
There you go. I have seen, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies since we last recorded, so I've slowed down a little bit, but still going pretty strong. It really is more like 7.5 or so. So people we meet on vacation. I saw that. We talked about that on the First Picture House podcast. So if you want my full thoughts, you can go to that pod. But high level, I thought it was fun. Nothing extraordinary, but it was fun. Finally got around to watching The Cheyenne Social Club, which was a movie that has been on my list since we did the Dad movie draft. Could not find a physical copy of it until I finally found a physical copy of it. Watched it. It's fun. I liked it. It was a good movie. Good old Western. One of those that's going to end up being lost to time in the grand scheme of things, but it was fun. Sat down on Netflix, watched Set It Up with Glenn Powell and Zoe Deutsch.
I love that one.
It's a good movie. I didn't even know it existed until like a couple weeks ago. I finally watched that. Time Bandits for the Criterion Challenge Week 2. This is Terry Gilliam's film about a boy who comes into contact with a league of time-traveling dwarves who go on heists throughout history. It's quite fun. A bit out there. And the last act, I wish kind of went into a different direction with it. I wish it was more focused on time heists and not the way it went. But it was still a lot of fun. A time when the movie craft was so much different.
Yeah.
And there was so much dedication to doing things in real life. Followed that up with The Godfather. Just wanted to watch The Godfather.
How is that?
I don't know.
I've never heard of it.
This is a small indie. You may not have heard of it.
No, I have not.
It's the greatest movie of all time. I'm convinced. At the very least, the most important American movie ever made. I mean, just absolutely rips. Speaking of rips, The Rip. I watched that.
Nice.
Wow, what a segue. That was fun. Not as good as The Godfather.
It's a good snap back to reality.
Yep. I did also watch like half of Godfather 2, and I need to get back to it, but I've been busy. Started The Thin Red Line for Criterion Challenge Week 3, and then realized I didn't have almost 3 hours to put into it, so that is on hold until I can finish it. And then Twinless.
Twinless, yeah.
And that's today's episode. So, and I have a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar.
Nice.
It exploded everywhere, per usual. All right, Connor, go ahead.
So I watched 8 movies just to one up you.
There we go.
Technically, I should count 8 because I put on Mulan on TV. I put on Mulan on TV because it was just on cable, and I watched like 3/4 of it, but I was also half watching it because I was doing other stuff, but I didn't count it. So, you know.
Yeah, so we're not counting it. I'm kidding. I don't care. So started off with Decision to Leave, Park Chan-wook. Phenomenal. I mean,
love that movie.
It is so good. I honestly don't understand what Americans hate about Park Chan-wook's movie, because they're the best shot movies I feel like I've seen. Never gets acknowledged. Like, his editing is insane. The storytelling is insane. But a criminally underrated movie. I fear.
I just want to. I think it's partly because there's not. There's just like a hesitancy among the general American film going public to watch anything that's international.
Well, yes. And I
But
feel like that's something we just as a society have to.
Get
We
over.
gotta learn how to read.
Yeah.
I don't watch movies without subtitles. So
Same.
like reading international is not, it's light work.
It's-
Although I
it's the
do
same.
find that I have to pay attention a little bit more, which
Yeah.
if I need to be in the right mindset to watch that, like, because sometimes I'll just want to put something on just to like chill to.
Mhm.
But if I'm gonna watch something international, I have to be ready to like pay attention because I can't just look away for half a second because then
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening.
Have you ever heard when someone says, I can't hear the movie, the subtitles aren't on?
I say
Yes.
that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I get that.
Mhm.
I was a non-subtitle for a long time, then just have been using on everything, and now I'm like, okay, go to the movie theaters, gotta lock in, open the ears, focus.
That's like I'm so tempted to just like because my theater has the option to get like the
subtitle glasses.
exactly where
That's
you could
sick.
just put it in the cup holder and just like look through there. But I just never do it. But I love subtitles, and I feel like especially with foreign movies, I'm reading quickly, or I read quickly. So like I read it within like a second, and then I'm just like studying their faces. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
now let me get the tones down.
Mhm.
One of these days, I'm just gonna be speaking like fluent Korean. But anyway, Decision to Leave, incredible movie. It was on Hulu. I think it's still on Hulu, but check it out.
Pretty sure I own it. I
Well,
do.
Good for you. Next up, People We Meet on Vacation. Again, we talked about it on our other podcasts, but it's good. It's cute. It's what America was built on. For my second week of Criterions, I watched Clean Shaven. It is about a man with schizophrenia who's trying to find his daughter, but gets like entangled in like a murder crime. And I just could not connect with it at all. It was just too much for me.
Interesting.
It's one I think I appreciate everything it does technically. I think the sound design is great. I think Peter Green is great. It was just too much, and it wasn't
A bit
even
experimental.
like, yes and no, because it wasn't even like it was too much like of a sensory thing. You know what got me? It was the scenes of him like making his coffee, or like putting mustard on his bread. It was just so like the sound design of that was just like it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But just couldn't do it for me. Then I watched 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Again, we talked about it on First Picture House Pod. Listen there, it's great. Watch The Rip. Kind of the same as The People We Meet on Vacation, just like the action version. For week 3 of my Criterion, I watched Border Radio from Allison Anders. This is super indie. I don't know if you've heard of this, Aaryn. This actually might be kind of up your alley.
What's it called? Border Radio?
Yeah. It's about a musician who like steals money from a club and then just fucks off to Mexico.
That's sick.
Period.
And then like the movie is kind of like it's kind of about his wife trying to figure out where he is and get him back, but it's also not. It's like super low budget. It sometimes you understand the story, sometimes you don't. I thought it was all right.
Interesting. I do love me some good low budget indies, so
Yeah. I think you could like it. But something that was more up my speed, Wall Street. Love me some movies about finance.
Yes.
Picked it up when I went to visit you and your finance guy.
my
your money
finance guy.
Listen,
No,
if
I
you
have
were-
a finance guy who only sells copies of Wall Street.
If you had a finance guy like Charlie Sheen, A, we be rich. B, we're also going to jail.
Yeah, well,
But that was a great movie. I do love finance movies because I kind of understand it, and it's just so high energy. And then Twinless, which was a rewatch.
Nice. I want to start doing a segment.
And I have a Coke Zero.
Sorry, Coke
There
Zero.
you go.
There it is.
Both of you with your zero drinks. You're such like
Always.
skinny legends right now.
Nope.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's okay. I'm trying. I do want to start doing a thing where I just run through for you guys the stuff that Sam has been watching while he's been away from the pod. Because
Yes.
it is an eclectic collection of nonsense.
I love
bet.
just popping into Letterboxd, and it's just, what has Sam seen recently? Because it could either be the best movie ever or like Liam Neeson's 34th best movie.
Yeah. So on that vein, since the start of the year, Sam has watched such movies as What Women Want, the Mel Gibson film, The
okay.
Island from 2005 with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. I didn't even know this was a movie. And Love and Monsters from 2020 and Jonah Hex from 2010.
Okay.
But also in amongst those, Dog Day Afternoon, Witness, Basic Instinct, and the new Running Man. And just recently watched the most recent film was the original Transformers from 2007. So this man has just the widest open range I think
Yeah.
I've ever seen. It's very fun. So I will be keeping an eye on this as we go along through his absence.
It's a good idea.
Okay, well, let's talk about Twinless. We've delayed this long enough. So Twinless, if you're unfamiliar with this movie, this is a 2025 American psychological black comedy written, directed, and starring James Sweeney, who this is his second feature. So he's quite new to the filmmaking game. And was released on September 5th, 2025. Have you guys seen this before, or is this a first-time watch?
It's a rewatch.
Yeah, it was a rewatch for me. I saw it because I saw there was like a Q&A with Dylan O'Brien. I was like, I have to go.
I'm there.
Yeah. I was like, I don't care what the movie is like. And I actually kind of went in thinking maybe the movie would be bad because I hadn't heard anything about it. Started reading Letterboxd like reviews before going in and seeing that it was like very highly rated. And I was like, wait, is this about to be like a masterpiece? It had like a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, huh, okay. I don't know if it kept that up, but
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
yeah.
But I do want to ask. So, kind of you gave your thoughts briefly on Dylan O'Brien, but Connor, how do you have a relationship to Dylan O'Brien, or how do you feel about him?
No, I mean,
Nah.
he's just a guy. I know he was never my white boy of the month. I think I always leaned Logan Lerman because of the
Percy Jackson.
yeah. I don't know
Perks
why.
of being a wallflower.
No, it was the Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was caught up because I'm like, no, Percy Jackson is the guy who did Lord of the Rings.
Nope.
Nope. Close,
No.
close though.
No. Not at all. Actually,
Close. P. Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
No.
Yikes.
I mean, Dylan O'Brien, I always thought he was like a good actor, but like I never saw him in a role that made me really like love him. Until now.
Yeah.
I
so
was a Teen Wolf girl, so
oh, there you go.
Yeah. See, I didn't grow up on
OG.
Teen Wolf.
yeah. Styles Stalinsky.
Yep.
That was his name. That was his name.
Okay. I have not seen that
Oh,
version of
my
Teen
gosh.
Wolf, so would not have known.
Fair.
I always knew Dylan O'Brien kind of tangentially. Came through is he Maze Runner?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
that yeah. But only saw that recently. Mainly through M, who is a fan of Dylan O'Brien. Is kind of one of the white boys of the month for her, as you would say. So I was aware of him. I feel I've seen him in stuff. He pops in and out of things. And I'm like, hey, it's that guy. But I was not really always like, I wasn't aware until now, because this was a first time watch for me. So why don't we dive in here? So, this movie, I'm gonna just go through. I'm gonna take Sam's job and do the Rotten Tomatoes stuff, the review stuff. So this movie, Jasmine, to your point, it has a 97
Amazing.
on Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh by the critics, 94% on the popcorn meter, and it is available to watch on Disney Plus and Hulu right now. So if you have Disney Plus or Hulu, you can check it out. I do have a review. This is from RogerEbert.com by Christy Lemire. So just a couple of notes here. She gave it a 3.5 out of 4. So a very good review. She says, just trust me when I say that it's extremely clever and full of surprises, and reinforces that writer, director, and co-star James Sweeney is a bold and refreshing filmmaker to watch. I'm not quite sure how we pulled this off, because it could have gone wrong, so very wrong in so many ways. And then she goes on to say, Twinless initially features the gentle beats of a sweetly melancholy indie comedy, but Sweeney has darker and more complicated instincts on his mind, both behind and in front of the camera. He's getting at something deeper here about the all-consuming nature of loneliness and the extent to which people will go in their desperate need for companionship, which I feel like is quite a concise way to boil down the movie. I'm always
100%.
impressed. I'm always impressed by writers and their ability to just be like, this is it. This is what, condense this down into one sentence. It's like, yeah, you nailed it. You pretty much got it. But as always, with our reviews, we have to, if we have a good movie, we got to do
the opposite review.
And I do have one. This is a 1 out of 10 review from Random Bilbo on IMDb. Headline, honestly horrible and disgusting. Okay. Says, there is no one to root for. There are no redeeming qualities. Unfortunate, disgusting scenes ruin what could have been mediocre at best given the script. The characters are gross, misguided, and one-sided. Sweeney's dialogue is, as usual, flat as a pancake. O'Brien attempts to play two different characters terribly. Lesson learned, stay away from anything involving Sweeney in the future. 4 people tagged this review helpful, but 25 tagged it as unhelpful.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think this had the best interest in mind.
Yeah, no, definitely some ulterior motives with that, but also is like Sweeney's dialogue is as usual, flat as a pancake. Is like, this guy's made 2 movies.
Yeah.
As usual is not
That feels
really...
like a direct hit. Like James
Yeah.
Sweeney bullied him as a child or something.
And also, if this man has seen Straight Up, I would be shocked.
Yeah. He auditioned.
Yeah.
And
he
he got
didn't get
passed
the
over.
role.
Yeah, I didn't get the role because the dialogue fucking sucked.
Yeah. I just
No.
couldn't act with that kind of dialogue. Oh, man. I'm just glad many, many people disliked that review. It was also the only 1 out of 10 on IMDb.
Damn.
So, I know this is still a new movie, but pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me just go through the rest of the production notes here, and then Connor, you can take us through the plot. So this obviously was, like I said, written, directed, and co-starring James Sweeney. Cinematography by Greg Cotton, who hasn't really done much else, but I, not to stomp on what works, but was quite impressed by some of the visuals, and we'll definitely get into that. Distributed by Lionsgate and released September 5th, 2025 with a runtime of 100 minutes. Had a box office, but it had a budget of $2 million estimated and a gross worldwide of $1.3 million, so it was not successful at the box office, which is a shame. It actually leads me, I want to ask, or maybe, you know what? I'll save it. I got a section for it later. Connor, why don't you run us through this movie?
Yeah, so since this is a new newer release. I'm not going to do a full Twinless in a nutshell because we want you to see it for yourself. So instead, I'm just going to give you.
I will say, we are going to spoil the movie.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen Twinless, from this point forward, go and watch it because we will be spoiling it. We're just not going to do an entire plot summary.
Yeah.
Right
this is basically just like if you see it on Letterboxd or IMDb, this is the tagline.
Exactly.
So Roman loses his twin Rocky in a freak car crash and meets Dennis, a support group for people who have lost twins. As their friendship grows, secrets leading up to their meeting boil over and threaten to break them apart. That's it.
All right. And that is very much in a nutshell.
Yes.
So, Jasmine, I'll start with you. We always go with what works to start these reviews. So why don't you start with something you thought really worked, something that you enjoyed about this movie?
Oh, right off the bat, the humor.
Okay. Let's get into it.
Yeah, the humor is the perfect blend of like dark, dry, and like even at times there is like slapstick. Like it's got great comedy. The beats are incredible, and I think James Sweeney has basically perfect comedic timing. Especially even parts are like it's a obviously very difficult subject to base your movie around. It's hard to talk about a lot of those kinds of things, and I feel like it not only balances humor in a way that's like accessible to the audience, but like you don't feel bad about laughing, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's intelligent humor. It's smart.
It is. And it's like one of those things where it's like almost like if you're not paying full attention, you'll get the joke like a second later or a couple seconds. Like, and I like that. Another thing I think really, really works for me is the title card being placed where it is.
I did want to talk about that.
Yeah. You already mentioned how like the humor is intelligent. That placement of the title card is also intelligent because obviously I'm someone who really recognizes patterns, and there's, I guess, the end of Usual Suspects. Okay. Like I'm unfortunately that film watcher. So like you see the pattern leading up to, okay, I'm like, all right, I see where this story is going. Fine.
Yep.
20 minutes in, they 100% are like, yeah, that is exactly where the story is going. Now let's see. Rather than making it a big twist in the third act. And I think that placing the title card exactly there
and
with the cinematography of that shot as well, by the way.
Yes.
I knew I was in for something good. I was like, oh, this is... Yeah.
I do got to say, I love a late title card. So speaking of this was one of my notes. 20 minutes in, title card. Love it. I
think it has to be earned, but yeah.
It's true. I like, I mean, you know, title cards can go either way. You can have a really impactful one, or you can just kind of, you know, whisk it away. I love when a movie is like 20, 30, 40 minutes in. They're like, no, now we're in the movie. Title card. Love it. Do it more, actually. I want movies there are some movies that are like an hour and 20 minutes in, we get the title card. It's like, okay, we're in. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are watching Twinless.
Oh, yeah, we forgot. I do want to circle back to the humor just slightly because I did want to mention that the humor is like exactly what I enjoy in humor, in that it is smart one-liners within dialogue that are unacknowledged by the characters. Like they're just like in there, and I just find those so funny. You know, like the another Moscow joke in the diner. It's really good. How's your mom taking it in cash? That one really got me. That one was really good. Like those kind of just like, they're not even like super quippy or played up for laughs or anything like that. It's just like a subtle like line within the thing that's like barely acknowledged, and then they move on. I just find those sorts of moments quite hilarious. Yeah.
Agreed.
Connor, what worked for you?
So, I mean, I know we're going to touch on them in heavy amounts, but Dylan O'Brien is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, let's talk about him.
I mean, the split roles, there were so many in 2025. This is one of my favorites because I think what he does to really distinguish the two. I mean, you have Roman right off the rip. You can tell just how broken he is, how sensitive he is as well, but just how like kind of shelled off he is. Just because, you know, he always had Rocky, who was more charismatic, more confident. Exactly, The Rock. And the way he's able to kind of play those both off, even though we only see Rocky for, you know, a couple scenes, he's a very memorable character. And I don't know, it's just like
they're really well done. I mean, he does a lot of work. It's probably the out of all of the dual roles this year, it's probably the one that is the most different from each other. I mean, on the one hand, you've got very flamboyant, very confident Rocky, who is, you know, he's gay, but he plays it like kind of almost to a stereotype in that way, which is obviously designed in the script, but it's performed very tactily, very smart, so that it doesn't feel overdone. It feels like you're relating to this character.
Right.
And then contrast that with Roman, who's kind of your more typical manly, quote unquote man's man, anger issues, is not the brightest, or he's not the what do you say, the brightest tool in the shed.
Yeah.
Which is another great line. But you know, those characters are so different, and it's so believable that, you know, he plays both of them excellently.
Yeah.
I gotta say too, the accents, fantastic. Both of Dylan O'Brien's accents just nailed them.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you have anything else, but there's a pivot I wanted to go off. Like, still with.
Please.
I think the use of fashion too is something that they do insanely well. Because obviously you have Rocky, he's much more well put together. Like, his clothes are much nicer. He actually cares about his outfits. Compared to Roman, like half the time he's like just in sweats and like he's at the gym. And then the one time he gets like comments on like what he's wearing from Dennis, James Sweeney, is when he's wearing Rocky's clothes.
Yeah. There's a lot that you can tell about these characters just based on how they carry themselves, what they're wearing, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then I do think it's a fun little scene towards the end after the big secret is revealed, and Dennis has like, I don't even want to call it the crash out, but he's just like walking in and he sees all the twins and they're all wearing matching outfits.
Yeah.
And you contrast that to Rocky and Roman and how their outfits could not be on more polar ends, or they're on polar ends of the spectrum.
Yep. Is very true. I mean, I guess we could probably speak to the big twist, because I do want to talk about that. This movie obviously sets up Rocky and Roman and Dennis meet, and they're at like a twinless therapy session for people who have twins, who no longer have twins. They meet, they form this friendship, and then 20 minutes in, it's revealed that Dennis knew Rocky, who was Roman's twin. And not only knew him, they were in an intense one-night stand. And then it's double revealed that Dennis is basically the cause of Rocky's death.
Yep.
And then it's triple revealed that Dennis doesn't even have a twin. He faked it all along. It's like three big twists right in a row. I just thought they were all handled really well, and none of it felt like shock value surprising. It kind of it helped, and they all helped move the story along in a convincing way. Which you know, when you have one twist, you know, talk to M. Night Shyamalan. That's tough to do.
Yeah.
You don't always land the one twist. When you got 3 twists and you land them all, that's pretty. You're landing more planes than O'Hare.
Yeah. All in the first 20 minutes.
All in the first 20 minutes.
That was me not acknowledging what you said. And letting the joke-
No, yeah. You learn quick. Just let him roll.
Let me do it. I saw the face. I saw your face, Connor. I saw a little smirk on there.
I just wanted to see how you would land.
I landed it. So okay, Jasmine, why don't I go back to you about something else that you enjoyed about this?
Well, I mean, we talked about the acting, we talked about all that, but I think like we talked about the comedy, but obviously there is that tone of sadness, right? And I think like between the balancing and like letting the scenes actually breathe, which I think you don't generally find from newer filmmakers, or like maybe they're unable to like figure that out, but it felt like this person has been directing movies. James Sweeney has been directing movies for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like, that works. Like, his actual control of it feels like every single scene is perfectly put together.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely feels like each scene had a real purpose.
Yes.
There were any real scenes that felt out of place.
Mm-hmm.
On that front too, I think Sweeney had a real eye for the direction of this movie, and working with the cinematographer on placing the camera, creating camera shots. I mean, there were some really, really well done camera shots in this movie. There were a couple split screens that I thought were really cool. There was, maybe them stepping on my best moments, but the visuals of this movie, even like the title card sequence, like kind of what you mentioned, like just the way that is framed, and the I believe there was the skyline in the background, and that sort of thing. It was really kind of quite cool. There were shots under covers, like under bed sheets or bed covers, which I thought were really cool. A lot of interest. It wasn't basic. It didn't look basic.
No.
It felt nice.
And also, we haven't mentioned her yet, but Marcy, the character of Marcy, I think is so helpful to this film because she is really like the emotional like backbone of it. Genuinely. Like without like Marcy, like because we've been talking about Dylan, we've been talking about James Sweeney, but her character is like the glue. Like it really is the three of them, and without her, I think the movie definitely wouldn't be even close to what it has or have the emotional impact that it does.
Marcy, played by Aisling Franciosi, who was also in Speak No Evil from 2024.
Last Voyage of the Meter.
Yep, Last Voyage of the Meter. She is. I have it written down here that she comes in and becomes a real emotional ground for Roman, especially. And I always admire when films don't take unnecessary risks with characters, because it would have been really easy to add a subplot and put an extra 10 minutes onto the movie of Roman has a freak out and then Marcy has a freak out and then they break up.
Yeah.
Or, they're, whatever it might be. And then they come back together, or they don't, or whatever. I just enjoy that risk is not taken. And then that Marcy just becomes this emotional, like, tentpole for the rest of the film, where these two other characters are basically like broken people. And then Marcy's like, you're having a freak out. I understand. I'm going to just play Jenga over here. Or, like, I'm going to tell you directly, like, you can't talk to me that way. And, like, it's okay, but you need to learn that I'm not your parent or whatever it might be. It's really smart scripting. It's really smart. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Because I feel like a character like that, in other movies, it's so easy to kind of wash them out when you have so much of the story focused on the friendship between Roman and Dennis. And then you do just have like the girlfriend who's also the friend, and that relationship kind of just falls by the wayside. But I do like that she's given a lot to do. She's the one who solves the twist, basically.
Yeah.
It forces them to act on it.
Yeah. And I think she's also a good representation of like what really works about how the movie is constantly baiting and switching. Because when you first see her, it's in the like she's just a little receptionist. He goes to her just because he thinks she's like ditzy and whatever, and he wants like basically the go ahead to text this guy again.
Right.
Yeah.
Or to text Rocky again.
Yeah.
And then we see her again and again and again.
Yep.
And it's actually well built up. And I appreciate that because it's another, like, she could have been a throwaway one scene character. And you really are like kind of almost led to believe that she would just be like, oh, maybe like a little silly, goofy, whatever. But no, another bait and switch in the film. Really good.
Yeah, I think it lends to James Sweeney's writing to allow to not allow these things to go over the top. You know, because this is it's billed as a comedy. I truly believe more at its core it's like a dramedy. It's a drama that has comedic elements to it more than it is like a standard like comedy drama type. Because it deals in a lot of heavy themes. I mean, it's loneliness. It's dealing with loss and dealing with familial strains in relationships and dealing with coming out and being gay and then also there's a real the last thing I wanted to bring up for me was I appreciated how it deals with male friendships and male adult friendships because there's not a lot of movies that actually like deal in here are two men who are friends. This doesn't happen in movies for whatever reason, which I appreciate that. I like seeing that.
Yeah.
You know, typically a lot of those movies are like they're based around action. You know, you get like the buddy cop type stuff where it's super over the top. But this is literally just straight up like, here are two guys who are normal men who became friends. And they're not gonna, there's like no real romance between these two people. And they're not like jumping off a plane or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
There's
They're
no
just two
common
dudes.
enemy for them to fight.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that theme of like identity, I think, is handled really, really well too. Just to like bounce off what you're saying, like Roman not being able to figure out who he is without Rocky.
Yeah. It's good stuff, especially for such a young filmmaker. It's really impressive stuff.
And you literally watch him find himself, and it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Anything else that you want to touch on before we move to what doesn't work?
I think the pacing is really good in this movie too. I mean, like within the first 16 minutes, we've already established Roman lost his twin, and now he's friends with Dennis.
Yeah, gets right into it.
And then there was at one point I was like trying to remember. I was like, what happens in this middle section? And then I'm watching. I'm like, oh yeah, all this stuff happens. And I look down. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm an hour 20 in. Like this movie is flying.
Yeah,
it does. It runs well. I think again it lends to what I said earlier of like there's no out of place scenes. Everything's intentional and everything has a purpose to drive the plot forward.
And there's no lulls in it either. Like yes, everything has a purpose, but every scene is still entertaining too.
Okay, let's move to what doesn't work. Because I've got a few. I'll start you off with I hate icebreakers. And that opening icebreaker in that therapy session really got me. I was very angry. I hate like what's your name and give me a fun fact about yourself and an animal that starts with the first letter of your name. It's like go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, but I don't want to do it. No, especially in therapy. About like losing, if I lost my sibling, and I went to a therapy session for it, and the first thing they did was that, I'm walking out. I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere else. Do not care.
It's like, hey, tell me the wackiest place you've been the past year. It's like, I don't know, the depths of hell,
the funeral home. What do you want to hear, Deborah?
I don't know, my own mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost jumped in the grave. Do you want to hear that?
Oh, the wackiest place I've been? I don't know, bottom of a barrel. Trying to pour cement over myself, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I just hate icebreakers. So I was very angry about that. Anything for you guys?
I have actually just one. Again, it's like a nitpick, and maybe that's just because I was enjoying it a lot.
Well, that's what this section is for, is nitpicks.
Yeah, right? I do think that the ending only feels slightly abrupt because it almost feels like they were going somewhere a little deeper. Because now it's it's obviously a bit more complicated by the end, right? And it just kind of cuts off just as it's getting to that, if that makes sense. Not that I don't, think that it needs anything. It just feels slightly abrupt with how deep the whole movie was, just for it to end and then be like,
that's it.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.
Connor, what about you?
I don't even know if this is even a nitpick anymore now that I'm thinking about it, but Rocky's death is very Final Destination-y.
It is a little bit, huh?
It's literally like the bus scene from Final Destination. And I don't know how I feel about it. But I also don't know how else to do it. So,
I mean, they could have had it could have been a piano dropping from the sky.
I literally put in my notes, Rocky's death is a bit too cartoony / Final Destination. Might as well have dropped a piano on his head.
I love it. Oh, yes. It really was. That was like, I literally shouted, holy shit, when he got hit by the fucking car. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Here's something that doesn't work for me. Roman's pretty dumb.
He doesn't know what a lime is.
Yeah. That was the moment I wrote that down. I was like, dude definitely knows what a lime is.
Yeah.
Like, come on, and we can give it a little bit less than that.
I don't know, dude. Some people are like, I've seen like the BuzzFeed videos of people trying like fruit for the first time, and they're like, they've never seen a grape before, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
I don't understand. I don't know how. Very confusing. One of the things, an actual nitpick here, is some of in like that first 20 minutes or so, some of the scenes, they felt very short.
Yeah.
They felt very abrupt. I wish I like the shopping scene for instance, where, the first time they go grocery shopping, give me like 2 more minutes, just give me a little bit longer of these two interacting and becoming friends, because it feels very like, hey, you want to go shopping? Oh, we're here shopping. Hey, that's a lime, not a lemon. Okay, next scene. It's very
Hey,
it's
don't
very
laugh
abrupt.
at me. Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
It definitely stretches out once we hit title card and go on, which I appreciate. But like some of those early scenes, I was really like, man, we are rapid firing through these locations.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shot of Roman in the gym. He does like one pump on the bench, and then it's like, next scene, we're done. I'm like, Jesus, that was 3 seconds.
There are a lot of just cuts of him at the gym.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, what are we trying to establish?
Yeah. He works out. He's a strong man.
Yeah.
He's a strong, manly man.
We see that when he beats up the homophobes.
Yeah.
That was incredible scene, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it in the best moments, but there's one combo that is, I think he took it right from Battinson.
Dastardly. I've got one more. What doesn't work? You guys can chime in. That guy that was with Rocky when he died 100% recognizes Dennis.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Immediately, because he looks no different. So he clocks him immediately. He's like, "Oh, I know you. You were the guy." Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about let's finish this out. So what else doesn't work?
I don't have any more.
Yeah,
That was it.
neither.
Wow. Okay.
I have
well, then,
one that's more of a hot take than anything else, but
okay. Well,
kind
then
of both.
save it for hot
Save
takes.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's move to best moments then. So these are this is our category where we get to talk about the specific scenes or the specific shots that we really enjoy. I'll start you with the first diner scene when Dennis and Roman go to dinner at the diner. Just a very fun establishing scene. I love diner scenes. If I were to have a movie, I would make every scene a diner scene. So definitely enjoyed that. James Sweeney speaking in the support group about his brother and his death, which is kind of like a fake out, but is a very emotional scene that is really well done. There's a couple really good monologues in this movie. That one, Roman, at the end, talking to Rocky through James, basically, is really, really powerful. Rocky and Dennis talking under the covers about life. Immediately after getting it on, going down to Pound Town in an absolutely bonkers scene that was not expecting.
Yeah.
Hey, good for them. Happy for you.
So the reason this movie was on my radar even was because when this debuted at whatever festival it was, this was the movie that got people's access to like the online.
I believe it was like Sundance Virtual or something like that.
Yeah, this movie got that revoked because people saw or heard that there was going to be a Dylan O'Brien gay sex scene. Everyone went to like go like pirate it basically.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing this anymore."
Except they are, but it was kind of a big controversy. It was like, oh, wow.
They took it down, at least for that year or last year, because of that. So,
the hotel breakdown I had, which I believe I talked about. I really liked the split screen at the party when Dennis is talking to the one other
Sammy.
gay guy that Roman knows, which is so, again, played up so well for laughs. And there's a great joke where Dennis makes the joke of like, oh, well, it's like saying two Asian people have a lot of Asian stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
It's very funny. There's a one take when they're all on a date. They're doing the double date where it's circling the table, which is just so well done. It feels really ominous because you know that the dumbass should recognize James Sweeney immediately and he doesn't for an entire date. Is crazy. Any scene with Roman and Marcy and then the final diner scene. That's what I had.
Yeah. Specifically for me, I think my favorite scene in the whole film is when the two split screens come together and we see James Sweeney's character Dennis watching Roman and Marcy at the party, and then you see the way they're looking at each other, and you just like feel that like sense of dread and like that loneliness creeping in again.
Jealousy.
Yeah, it's all of it, and then following that, you just watch him act like basically the other woman for the entire. Their entirety of their relationship. But I think that scene specifically like has stuck to me, just like the camera angles and all of the looks of love between the two of them.
Yeah
It's perfect.
That was a top 2 contender for me, especially just because you can see like the facial expressions between Dylan O'Brien like showing like, okay, I like this girl, like I trust this girl, versus James Sweeney being like, fuck, I just lost him now.
Yeah. Right.
And then the hotel monologue is phenomenal.
Yes.
And then I already shouted out, but him beating up the homophobes and is excellent. And James is just like, oh, one's coming at you.
That was really funny. That's really good.
But there's nothing else he could do.
So what do we have? One specific one? I mean, I'm good with either the split screen or the hotel monologue, but I think
the monologue we got to give it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's give it to the monologue. All right. The award goes to, this is, if we were to give one award for this movie, who would it go to? I've got 2 nominees here.
Go ahead.
Got Dylan O'Brien playing a dual role. And I've got James Sweeney specifically for the script and direction of this movie.
Yeah.
Same. Exactly
I think
same.
Either of those two.
Yeah. The screenplay
It's really
and
strong.
the direction. So, yeah.
I don't know if you can necessarily pick one. I think if I had to pick, like gun to my head, I had to pick one. It's probably Dylan O'Brien because of how different the two roles are, and he just nails both of them. But could go either way.
Yeah.
Heat check. It's the best performance by a one scene character. I want to hear your thoughts because I've got something I want to maybe introduce, but I want to hear what you guys have.
So, on the spot, I want to go with the guy, Francois Arnaud, the guy who plays Sammy, specifically for the scene of after the party when, like they're setting up the double date, or they're trying to set up the double date.
Yep.
And it goes so well for Dennis and Marcy, and then when Roman walks in, he's like, "Hey, so what do you think of my friend Dennis?" And he's like, "No."
It just walks away.
Roman just walks away.
That's literally exactly what I have written down. I said the scene where they're getting coffee.
Yeah.
So no.
Jasmine, do you have any others, or was that your one?
No, that was my
Okay.
one. I feel like, it's already, there's hardly anyone in the movie.
Yeah.
Can I do want to introduce this then. Can I count Dylan O'Brien as Rocky?
Yes.
Because
you know
he's
what?
in
I did think about
two
that.
scenes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's
fair.
just
The
absolutely
Pound Town scene, right?
Yep. Incredible performance. And then gone from the movie for the rest of the movie. Doesn't come back. It's really impressive. Either one you can go with. I think for me it's I like Dylan O'Brien as Rocky.
On a technicality, you can have that one.
Yeah. He gets best actor and best supporting actor.
There we
yes,
go.
exactly. Who would make this movie better? I've got one. And
Go ahead.
it's really minor. But I want a little bit more, I think, either notability or notoriety from the mom, from Roman and Rocky's mom. Give me Carrie Coon playing Rocky's mom, Rocky and Roman's mom.
Well, I think so. When I saw it and they did like a little Q&A, they were talking about why specifically they chose her. I don't know
Lauren
the actress
Graham.
name.
Lauren Graham.
Lauren Graham, Lorelai from Gilmore Girls, because in Straight Up they had made a lot of jokes about Gilmore Girls, so it was kind of like almost like an Easter egg to have her be.
Well, then,
Never mind.
my idea sucks, I guess.
Have her be the therapy woman.
There you go. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, actually, that would have been perfect.
Just I don't know. I just feel like if you could get one more like big name into it, I think it just helps the movie. Not necessarily in like the performances, but just in the visibility of the film.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah. Hot take. Who wants to go?
I have one.
Okay.
I can understand why people may give this movie 1 star, because when I was reading like Letterboxd reviews, there are quite a few really low ratings.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like extremely high or really low. And my hot take is that I understand if you don't like this movie because you can't get on board with forgiving Dennis or understanding Dennis, because the entire film falls apart if you're unable to give that when you're watching it, because the film is asking a lot of its audience to forgive this person. He did a completely unforgivable thing and then continues to do worse and worse things. One of the worst things being that Bob at the funeral, but terrible.
Oh God.
Yeah, so my hot take is I can understand if you don't like this movie, because I think that it 100% asks you to do this, ask the entire audience. You need to be on board or it's not going to be for you.
I can definitely agree with that. I mean, there are I feel like the movie does a good job of having James Sweeney go through the emotional penance of his actions. both literally in the fact that when it's revealed he gets beat the fuck up,
Yeah.
like he gets demolished,
Yeah.
but also like you see his emotionally he goes through it pretty hard. But you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, this is something like if it happened to me hypothetically, I would not forgive. Like that would be
No.
irredeemably bad for me.
Yeah.
So I definitely can understand it. And I did have moments where I felt I was feeling that way in the movie. Is like, I know that these two are going to come back together, but I would not forgive. I could never forgive someone for doing this.
Yeah.
So I totally I see where you're coming from there, or totally get it. I don't agree. I love the movie.
Yeah.
I don't
loved
agree.
it. When I watched it both times, the first time I watched it was someone who like she's part of the Dead Dad Club, so we were really
Oh, there
extra
you go.
laughing at this. Oh yeah. But then the second time I was watching it with someone who was like, I don't know how I feel about a lot of these jokes and everything, because it can be a bit uncomfortable. And I was like, you know what? I get it. I can understand why. Don't agree, but I get it.
Yeah, Connor, what's your hot take?
So I'm just gonna put this out there. Twins as a concept is very creepy.
just not even in movies, just twins in general.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have one. I guess I'm glad I
with my
don't
sister.
now.
No, same with my younger sister. She was supposed to have a twin, and like the fact that I don't want to make assumptions. She like just absorbed her twin.
Okay.
That happens.
Not to put her
yes.
business out there, but
Yeah.
That
No,
happens.
fair.
That's a real medical thing that happens.
yeah.
I didn't eat mine, but I ate all the
okay.
food.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So there you go.
I
But
said, you
just-
starve.
You're
That's for
gluttonous.
me.
That's one of the 7 deadly sins right there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
whatever.
But
I'm here.
the fact that there's just two of you, basically, not two of you, but like someone who looked exactly like you. I don't know, like
Oh god.
the connection you have. They always say like, oh, twins feel stuff that like regular people can't. I don't like that. That's weird.
I don't like
That's
that either.
weird.
I get it.
Why do you get special powers? I don't.
Yeah. That's why I
Oh,
ate all the
God.
food. I was like,
Yeah.
can't have that.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I will say I grew up knowing we were family friends with people who had twins, and it was the hardest part for me was just telling them apart.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
identical twins, I can't. That sucks.
No, I
Sucks.
knew a pair in high school, and the first we ran cross country together. The first year, they were like 2 years younger. The first year, didn't even bother trying to tell them apart.
Mm-hmm.
Second year is when I figured it out. But yeah, no.
We knew
No shot.
we knew twins in college briefly, and
Well, yeah. Again, same thing. It's just like
I
I don't like this. This is a little creepy.
yeah I
Why
don't
are there
know.
two of you?
Yeah. That's a real Roman take. It's like, I don't like that there are
Yeah.
two of you. It's like there,
You know
there
what?
aren't.
I think that's like unlocked a different fear in me. If I were to be a twin and I was the Roman and not the Rocky, like I was like not the cool twin,
That
Oh, yeah.
that's,
That's
terrible.
also something.
Imagine. Or like
like
the ugly twin.
The thing that really got me was I know it ended up being a lie. I believe it was Dennis who said it was like I can't I look at old pictures and I can't tell which one is which. I don't like that. I don't like
No.
that. I want to look at an old picture and be like, yeah, I know that's me. Look
Yeah.
at it and be like, I don't know if that's me or that's me. That's no go. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
it's like, oh yeah, no, I know it's me because my nose flares at a 14-degree angle compared to his, which is
Yeah, no.
16 degrees.
Of course, this is all jokes, and we respect all twins.
Yes. all
I
twins
respect twins. I just don't
that
like
made
you.
it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, I'm going to switch gears here with my hot take. I don't know if this is necessarily a hot take, but it's something I wanted to discuss, so I put it here. In that we need to fund more movies like this.
Yes.
And not only fund them and get them made, but we need to put serious marketing dollars behind movies like this because they're important. And we are losing the next generation of filmmakers because we are hanging on to stars that have been there, done that more than any other period in film history.
Mhm.
We don't have. We are just now, I think, starting to collect a group of young filmmakers who can propel this industry forward. But we're still hanging on to the movie star. You know, you've got guys like Robert De Niro, who has one of the greatest actors of all time, but he's been a mega star starring in movies since the 1970s.
Mhm.
And, you know, when you continue to do that, you don't allow for newer people to come up and take their place. You know, the young group of filmmakers that we have now are finally starting to get into place. But like even your Ryan Cooglers and, you know, who've been making movies for 10 years, but are still considered, you know, new filmmakers.
Mhm.
They're in their 30s, mid 30s, you know, they're in their 40s now. Like we don't have that group of 20 something year olds coming in to usher in this new era.
Yeah.
We need more of that. And you only get that when you take movies like this and you put money behind it and get it seen by people. This movie should have made money. This movie should have made, it cost $2 million to make. Are you shitting me? This should have been an easy 10 at the box office.
You have Dylan O'Brien.
Exactly.
Not just one lead role. I guess just one lead role, but then in another role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this movie should make money, but it didn't, and that's a fault of the industry for not allowing it to do so.
Yeah.
That's my
I
my
agree.
take.
Yeah, I mean, they're there. Like Ava Victor,
Absolutely.
Cooper Rife, James Sweeney. Now, I mean, they're there. They're pounding down the door.
Yeah.
And they have like unique voices and like movies that are more, you know, emotionally resonant with the newer generation. So we need to hear more from them. We need to see more from them. We're unable to see more from them because we're just getting another movie that's like, you know, and love this guy.
Here's Michael Bay's 86th movie.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
Here's Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yeah.
This time, Luigi's in it.
Like Sean Levy's getting 18 movies. It's like, let's just take one of those and make it someone else's.
Right?
Yeah. I will say, this is something that's great about the horror genre. The door is so wide open for new voices. I mean, like, even you look at like the YouTube to director pipeline.
Yeah.
You have the Philip Howe brothers, Zach Kreger, even like someone like Chris Stuckman, who made Shelby Oaks, did not perform well. It was not like a great movie, still made a movie. And
absolutely
probably is going to make more, which is great.
We need that. We need that because like it's like every 20 years or so, you need this to happen. It happened in the 70s. You know, that era of filmmakers, your Scorseses, your De Palmas and Spielbergs and Coppola and George Lucas, you know, all of those guys came up. Robert Altman, another one, you know, they come up in that era and they become the guys. And then 20 years later, who do you have? You got Soderbergh. You've got your guys in the 90s, your Richard Linklaters, your Kevin Smiths, you know, those people who come up in that age. We haven't had that. It's been 30 years since that era and we're still holding on. And rightfully so. I mean, I don't want to say like don't allow these people to be in the movies, but we need to make it more equal. We need young people to have the opportunity because every opportunity is going to the stars that we have had and not the people that could be.
Yeah.
That's my take. Thank you. I'm just getting off of my soapbox now.
I like that. That was really good.
Thank you. Which Challengers cast member would you put in this movie? Let's switch gears here. I think I don't think it works as well. Like I wouldn't change this cast, but you could put both Mike Face and Josh O'Connor in the lead roles, and it's a movie. It's basically Challengers. We're 7 degrees of Challengers here.
Yeah.
I feel like I always say Josh O'Connor, but this one I actually do think Mike Face actually would have a very good role in.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
I agree.
All
Zendaya,
right.
I think would be okay, but I think that she doesn't have that super super innocent, sweet,
that softness,
like covered in sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That character really is just kind of just so positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, finish it out with a prop before we get to our final scores here. I've got one. I'm going to take it right off the bat, and no one else is going to take it. It's Dylan O'Brien's mustache. The Rocky's mustache.
I thought about it.
You can keep it.
Thank you.
That's fine. I want the
You
redone
have a
cover of The
mustache.
Giving Tree.
Yeah.
That is a pretty good cover. That is pretty great.
That was such a funny moment too. I audibly laughed out loud, like very, very like way too loud.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Is this a little in poor taste? Yes, it's in
Yes.
poor taste.
I did not think of anything, so I'm just gonna take the apartment. I think it was
Fire
Rocky's apartment.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
It's a sick apartment.
Yeah. Can I go and say the Olive Garden gift card?
You're
That
not
is-
wrong for that.
The socks.
The Sims costumes.
Oh,
sale for
that's
next year.
good. That's
That was
really
my fallback.
good.
If you said no, you can't have an entire apartment as a prop.
You know what?
Aw.
I'll
You
give it
can.
to you. I'll give it to you. All right.
No one
final
wants a sweater?
scores. No.
No.
That's all right.
It's ugly. Fair.
Damn. Tough stuff. Okay. Final scores. Jasmine, I'll go start with you. What is your overall score for Twinless?
4.3.
4.3. I love it.
Yeah.
Connor?
I was sitting at a 4 first watch. Second watch, I'm up to a 4.5.
Ooh.
This is a top 10 movie of the year for me.
Wow.
It's excellent.
Nice.
All right.
Me too,
Um,
actually. I think it's at my number 5.
Okay.
I just looked at my list. It's number 8 for me.
Great choice.
I'm gonna sit at a 4, a good solid 4. When I think about this movie, I think about it on the same levels of movies like Sorry Baby, which I also rated a 4 when I saw that. It's really enjoyable. It's really well done. I mean, we just talked for an hour about it, but like, there's so much good that goes into this movie, and it's so important, and it speaks a lot to a lot of difficult themes, and it does so very intelligently and with a lot of humor, which you don't.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. So I'm really. I had not seen Straight Up, which is James Sweeney's first movie. I might have to go check that out. I'm interested to see what he does going forward, and I'm officially
Same.
buying stock on Dylan O'Brien Island. I'm in.
About time,
Fine.
brother.
Buying high.
Yeah, I'm buying high. So that brings us to an overall average of a 4.27, which is 16th on our list, just above Lilo and Stitch, the original animated film, not the new one.
Thank
from
goodness you
2002.
made that.
Yeah. And just below Muppets Treasure Island, which is like a good place for this movie, right between two kids' movies.
I feel like that works.
Birds
So
of a feather.
yeah, that is going to do it for this episode. If you like what you listen to, leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform, and share this podcast with your friends. We have a lot of fun doing these episodes. We have a lot of fun reviewing movies. If you think other people will like it, share it with them if you enjoy it too. You can go to our website, firstpicturehouse.com. You can follow us on socials. Those will be linked in the show notes below. Follow Jasmine on TikTok. She makes a lot of great content, so please do that. And also, go check out the First Picture House podcast. We've got 2 episodes out. We talked last episode about predicting our Oscars nominees, which come out tomorrow in the morning at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So we're going to know if we're right or wrong. It's going to be great. You can follow our Letterboxd profiles to see what we're watching when we're watching it. And you don't have to wait for each episode to find out what we've been watching. And with that said, that is going to do it for this episode of the Filmbox Podcast, and we will see you next time.
Peace out.